My name is Reese, and I am a counseling faculty member in the College of Education at our Cascades campus in Bend, Oregon. I developed the eco-wellness concept in the counseling field in 2012, and I developed it because of this overwhelming evidence across many different disciplines outside of the counseling field, suggesting that this idea of the natural world or non-human nature, so things like trees, parks, blue settings like the ocean, lakes, rivers, overwhelmingly contribute to human holistic wellness. And our field of counseling didn't really, address that within its wellness models. And our counseling profession is a field that is really explicitly focused on human wellness and human development. So I developed that counseling model to sort of fill that gap within our literature base. And ecotherapy is this idea of connecting people with nature for different educational and health-related outcomes. And what that does for counselors is that potentially contributes to an ethical or scope of practice challenge for clinicians. And so in developing the eco-wellness counseling framework, I wanted to develop a foundational construct or set of constructs that would help guide and steer professional counselors and therapists in being able to really thoughtfully and intentionally both assess and then incorporate this more than human world into traditional counseling settings. So eco-wellness then is there for 100% of counselors and therapists to help them be thoughtful and intentional in being able to ask each and every single client that you're working with about their connection with the broader world. So is eco-wellness new to counseling and psychotherapy? I would say in concept or in construct, yes, it is new. It's new as of when I developed it back in 2012. However, humanity's been in deep connection with the more than human world for our entire existence. And I would also say that bringing nature into helping in educational paradigms is not novel. This has been around for a very long time. But rather, the idea of eco-wellness or bringing eco-wellness into traditional counseling and psychotherapy settings is about assessing and then incorporating, when relevant, this more than human nature connection with all clients on some level. On another level, I think about eventually taking clients outdoors. And within the eco-wellness counseling framework, the idea or the goal is that we're doing this in a really trauma-informed and phased way. Is that through getting to know the client, first meeting with them indoors, we're eventually phasing in outdoor meetings for some clients when it's indicated, when there's a desire that's there. And when we get outdoors, we're not necessarily facing one another. We're not in an enclosed space. We're potentially sitting by a park bench. Maybe some of us can actually sit in front of a creek or a river. I know that's not afforded to all of us, but it is to some of us. Maybe we can walk side by side to where we don't have to look directly and making eye contact with one another. It really frees up the relationship. It changes the dynamic. It can really equalize the power differential that is inherent to the counseling relationship, thereby helping therapy or counseling go deeper, faster for some clients. Meeting in an outdoor context or environment, on one hand, it's beautiful, it's lovely, it can be very empowering for many clients, but that's not the end destination. So whether or not we're meeting indoors with clients or outdoors, the idea here is we're expanding an additional pathway to healing and to wellness, experiencing greater connection beyond oneself with their community, their ancestors, spirituality, ultimately, hopefully contributing to that treatment plan. One of the biggest opportunities, I think, for eco-wellness and advancing this eco-wellness philosophy and ethos is translating this for folks who are not clinicians, who aren't therapists, who aren't counselors. I think that this is a wonderful framework to really invite folks across context situations to be really be thoughtful for what their connection with the more than human world is. For much of our species, our connection with nature has been dormant for centuries. And I think that the eco-wellness framework invites us to come back into contact with that, again, in a way that's hopefully culturally sustaining for folks. And so I would like to bring that more outside of counseling And so that's where I want to figure out that language and how to access that in a way that makes sense and that really honors folks' nature worldviews.